Welcome, everyone, to another great episode of Tea Time with Tommy.
With my invisible teacup.
Oh, that was my bad. That was my bad, Siki. So,
No problem.
guys, we have a special guest today. A good friend of mine. We used to work together at the Ryerson Athletics. SIKI JEZ, who's now currently a professional basketball player in France. SIKI, thank you for doing this.
You are so welcome. Thank you for having me. I really appreciate it.
No worries. Thank you for coming on. So yes, let's get right into it. So you guys know Siki is a professional basketball playing in France currently right now, and she also played for the Ryerson Rams in Toronto, Canada. Siki, please, yeah, tell the audience how it's been from Ryerson to now professional basketball.
Honestly, first of all, the ride at Ryerson was so amazing. Honestly, I did not expect for whatever happened to happen because like I came into Ryerson and honestly we were nothing. Before Ryerson was just really like nobody really knew about Ryerson, nobody really knew anything about it. So as my years went on, Ryerson started to become more known and it developed more like the culture, the sports culture just like exceeded like so high and so from my first to my fifth year was like just a drastic change. Like I said, we were not known and like at all or anything. And then like as years went by, my fifth year, we won a championship. We got second OUA championship, and then we got second in Canada. And it was the first time that it was ever done in history. So that was just huge. That was like huge for the school. And then ever since then, it's just kind of been like going up from there. So I think that that was just kind of a great start for them and just like a great development for them to get going into like whatever's happening now. Like so many teams have won nationals now. The volleyball team's doing so good. The soccer team has been up like in a positive way. So I'm definitely excited of like what happened and like how it all happened. And I honestly still to this day, like I still always follow up on them, make sure like to see how they're doing and stuff, and just check in and still talk to all my old teammates and everything. Carly talked to her all the time too, check in here and there. And being a part of that was just like special. It was a special thing that happened to me like in my life, and it just kind of like it kind of made me love basketball even more, and made me, because like of what we were able to do, it made me want to go on to continue to play. So after my fifth year, I decided that I wanted to play professional. So what I did was I got an agent, and honestly, like when I first started, I didn't really know like what I was supposed to do and who am I gonna reach out to, this and that. It was kind of difficult, but like because I knew like a lot of people who did play professional, and there was like a lot of, I don't know if you know who Jermaine Anderson is, but he's a professional basketball player too, or he was a professional basketball player too, and he played for Team Canada. So he was actually one of like the biggest helpers like to me, who assisted me with like starting my career. So he was just kind of like just gave me pointers on what to watch out for, how to, because when you go into the pro world, people can be shady. It can be hard to trust people. People are always trying to kind of, go behind your back, do something that's going to benefit them, even as far as going for an agent and stuff. They're always going to, whatever best interest them, but they're going to talk nice to you. So like you always have to watch out for that. So he was just kind of guiding me and helping me kind of figure out how to find an agent and everything that like, and Carly too. Carly helped me too. She was the one who kind of hooked me up with my first year agent, because my first year I went to Netherlands, and as that process was going on, I was talking to Jermaine and I was like, hey, like my agent is saying this and this to me. Like, is that okay? Like, he was just kind of guiding me through it, and like and he was always like, okay, Siki, do this and this and that. And like, it was so helpful. Like without his help, I don't think I would have been able to do what I did, or I would be lost. Or if people would like kind of screw me over in a way, if you know what I mean. So it was very beneficial in that kind of way. So after my first year, I went to Netherlands, and the transition was hard. It was really, really hard, because playing pro is so much different than playing like uni ball. So As far as that being said, I think one of the main things that like was hard for me to adjust to was just being away from family, like so far from them. By the way, if you have any questions in between or anything, because I'm kind of just talking, just
No, no,
come at
do
me,
your
okay?
thing. Do your thing, Siki. No, this is very interesting.
Interesting.
It's very interesting.
So in my first year, like I said, I've left home when I was 17 to go play at Ryerson, and I'm like an hour away. I'm in Kitchener, so I was like an hour away from Toronto. So I was already like since 17 away from home. And then I was like, okay, Siki, you're gonna be okay. But I didn't realize that it's like I'm halfway across the world from my whole family. You know, I can't just be like, hey, like guys, just come down, drive down, or guys, I'm gonna come to you. I couldn't do that. It's like, okay, yeah, guys, just come for Christmas, or let me see you in another 4 months. You know, like it was difficult. So I think the like biggest hardship was the feeling lonely. Like that was probably the biggest thing that got to me, because when you go play pro, everybody has families. Everybody is doing their own thing. Everybody has other things on the side that they're doing, because some of my teammates weren't just playing basketball. You know, they also, like I said, had families, or that they had jobs on the side. And then there's me, who was only there for basketball. So I was just kind of, I would wake up in the morning, do my stuff, go to practice, work out, and then you have so much time of the day to just be by yourself. And honestly, I was in a really small town at the beginning, so it was like you could only go so many times to have a cappuccino, or do this and that, and it gets boring. And then because you have so much time to be by yourself, you overthink a lot. So what happened to me in my first year was, it was difficult for me because I came in and it started well for me, but then it started getting harder and harder. It started getting harder for me to be on the court, and then I started getting like, I just wasn't confident on the court. I started kind of losing my touch for the game, and it all started kind of going downhill. And this was still the first half of the season. And then after, I was like, okay, I need to go home for Christmas. Let me just like recuperate. Let me get some more energy. Let me, re-energize, and let me come back and try to kill second half. So then I came second half, like I was here for Christmas. And then when I came second half, it started off good, but then it started going bad again. And at this point, I'm like, I just want to go home. Like, I don't like this. I'm not about it. And you know what happened was, like, my team, because it was my first year playing pro, and I was kind of like my foot in the door into like the European world, European basketball, just like the basketball world in general. So it was not that good of a league. It was the first league in Netherlands, but like the competition was not what I had expected it to be. It was a little bit like lower than what I wanted and what I anticipated. So then, because of that, I felt like, oh my God, I'm not doing well, and I'm already on kind of like a lower level, this and that. And then I was just getting in my head, and then I just kind of lost the love for the game. So I honestly hated my first year. Like, I hated it. I could not wait to get home. It was to the point, like, Tommy, I'm never a person to be like, I hate basketball. Like, I don't want to go on the court. I don't want to shoot. Like, if you ever put a court in front of me or anything, and there's like a basket in front of me, I'm going to go play. I'm going to, shoot all day if I have to. But this time, the feeling I had was like, I don't want to play basketball. I'm over it. I'm done. Like, I just couldn't wait to get home. So then when I got home, like the season finished, and I'm not a quitter. So no matter how much I struggled, and no matter how mentally like down I was, I said to myself, Siki, you are not a quitter. You're not going to quit. You're going to like suck it up and finish the season and go home no matter what. That's what I did. So I came home in the summer, and I'm like, listen, I know this is not my game. I know this is not how I want to end my career, and I know I still want to play. So I was like, you know what? Let me just go back in the summer and let me try to gain that love for the game back. So when I came back here, I was like training, and it's hard because when you're pro, all that matters, or all they look at, is your stats. So it's like, screw everything else. Let me just make sure that they're averaging this and this much points. And it's all about the stats. And I didn't have stats. Like, my stats were, I'm not going to lie to you, I'm being completely honest, they were so bad. And I'm like, what am I going to do? And then at this point, when I came back in the summer, I was talking to my agent, and he's like not replying to me. He's not saying anything to me. He's like, like I would email him, and then he would like, not, he wouldn't talk to me for like months. And this is the thing that I was telling you, like, if it doesn't benefit them, at least that's how it is for the most part. It's like they just kind of like disappear. And I'm like, okay, this is not cool. Like, what am I going to do? So I got rid of that agent that I had in my first year who got me to Netherlands. And I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. I wrote him a letter. I was like, thanks for, whatever you did for me, but I don't want to work with you no more. And that's that. So then when I was here in the summer, I was like, I was kind of like, I was sad, but as sad as I was and upset, I was like, Siki, like, you have to be mentally strong right now. This is just a little hurdle in like your career, and you're gonna get back at it no matter what happens. Just keep training, you know, keep doing your thing, and then let's see what happens come September. So then I just had all summer to train, whatever. So then one of the coaches in from Romania, he was Serbian, and then he messaged me. He was like, hey, like, you know, somebody sent me an email saying, like, you know, you're the professional player, whatever, you played in Netherlands, this, that, like, would you be willing to come to Romania? But at this point I didn't have an agent. So I was like, okay, yeah, sure. Because sometimes you don't have to have an agent if you go play somewhere. You know what I mean? It doesn't, like, you either have one or you don't. It doesn't, I mean, it's your choice. Sometimes it can even be easier without an agent, but whatever. Anyway, so he called me and he was like, yeah, come, you know, blah, blah, blah. So then I ended up going to Romania. So then I played there my second year. And it was fine. Like, actually, I liked Romania for the most part. It was good. And it wasn't much of a culture change just because Romania and Serbia are like attached. They're literally neighbors. So, and I'm Serbian and I was born there. So it wasn't, like I said, much of a culture shock. Like, I'm used to it. I'm used to the culture, to the environment and everything. So, and it was good because I got to actually visit Serbia. Like, literally, like I said, I was like 5 hours away from the border, you know? So that was kind of clutch. And then after my second year, I came back and I was like, okay, I still want to continue. I want to go, keep going. But this year, I actually got an agent. So I got the agent, and then the agent that I got, he got me a deal in France. So then my third year, I went to France, and I was in Limoges, which it was such, honestly, the highlight probably. Ryerson winning the championship and getting second in Canada was the a really huge highlight just because it never happened in history. But then when I went to play pro, and in my third year, which was France, my first year in France, we ended up winning the championship too. And it was the first time that that was done in France, like for that team in history. So that was huge. But I feel like that one meant a little bit more to me only because this is kind of like, okay, like it was professional and it's like, wow, this is huge. Like, it's just like, it's a big thing to be on your resume, you know, like I went overseas and I was in a total different country, and like I came here and they called me, they recruited me, and it's like you were a part of something so big, you know, because like I said, it had never happened for this club until, like, not saying because I came, but I'm just saying until that year that I was there. So I had such a good year. My team had such a good year. So then they decided to resign me. So they resigned me, and then I came back there for my fourth year, which is my second year in France. So I was there this year, and this year we did okay, but we were one of the top 4 or 5 teams. But unfortunately, due to the circumstances of COVID and stuff, I had to be sent home early. So we couldn't finish the season, nothing, and anything that whatever happened this season, none of it counted. So basically, it just, like, this season, the next season is just going to start from like scratch, kind of like nothing happened. You know, all the teams are going to be like the same seed that they were, and it's just going to stay like it did like last year, you know? So that kind of sucked, that part. But as far as, like I said, as far as like my transition from going from university to pro, it was it wasn't the smoothest. It really wasn't the smoothest, but I think that I needed to have that like mentality of just toughness, mental toughness. And it's like, yeah, my first year didn't work out, but look at me, like, where I am now and what happened. Like, and I think that's like one of the main things that people don't realize, that, for example, like from a lot of people that I know, that if when they try to go play professional and they see, like, some people see that even by their first year, half of like before, like at Christmas time, they're like, oh, I want to go home. I want to go home. And I'm like, I just wish I could like tell people, like, no, don't do that. Maybe this team or that country isn't like suited for you. Maybe something else is going to be better for you. You know what I mean? And that's the thing with pro. Like, you never know what you're going to get. You're never going to get the full package. You're never going to get, okay, I'm going to go and I'm going to have like a great team. My teammates are going to be great. And then like, I don't even know, the country or the city's going to be good. Sometimes there's always something missing. Like, for example, when I went to Holland, my teammates were all good. It was all fine, but then it was such a small like town, and it was like I couldn't do anything, and like you can never have the full package. It's hard. But when I was in France and Limoges, like my 2 years, I can't even lie, it was the full package for me. Like, I fit in so good with my teammates. Like, the coach was amazing. Of like, honestly, like, just believed in me so much, gave me such a big chance, gave me such a big role. And I don't know, you just kind of use that confidence to fuel you and to like keep you going. And for example, like Pro, that coach that I had, like, because he did all of that for me, I feel like that's why I succeeded and like I did what I did. You know what I mean? As opposed to like my first 2 years, because my first 2 years in like Netherlands and Romania were like still a little bit rough. But I just feel like people need to go through those hurdles and through those hardships for them to realize, like, to find themselves, because it's not going to happen the first year. Like, you're not going to, some people might have a fire first year, or, you know, whatever. But I feel like it takes some time for you to get used to it, get used to, like, you know, the experience, get used to being away from like everybody, because you're literally so independent. But that's probably the hardest thing. The hardest thing is probably just being away from family and like the lonely times. Because when you get lonely, you're just like, who do I turn to? You know, who do I turn to? Like your teammates? Yeah, like my teammates in professional were not as close to me as, like, let's say at Ryerson. Like, you remember Ryerson, me, Mariah, Kenny. We were like sisters. Like, that
Right.
was a sisterhood. That was like, that's something I'm never, like, still to this day I hold on to that. Like, I appreciated that so much, and like I grew with these girls. Like, we went through so much. Like I said, they're like my sisters. But when you play pro, you don't have that same connection. Like, don't get me wrong, I had really good friends, but it's not that like connection like it was, for example, with these girls who I was with for 5 years, like Kenny and
Absolutely.
Mariah, you know? So that also made a little bit of a difference. So it's like, when I was there, I could always, you know, hang out with them, do this with them, Mariah and Kenny, whatever. But then when I'm kind of pro, it's like everybody has their own life. Like, you know, nobody's as close to you as, like, you know, so then it's kind of hard. Like, who do I turn to? You don't want to be a burden for anyone. You don't want to like be annoying to somebody, you know, so you just kind of like stick to yourself, you know? So that also helped me though, because then it kind of just made me be more social. It was like, okay, Siki, go out there, do stuff, go meet new people, go, you know. And honestly, I did. Like, I met a lot of people. And Limoges is a small city, but I was able to meet a lot of people and stuff, and meet a lot of new friends that did kind of become like a family, like external friends outside of basketball. So that was also like another good part, because I don't know, it was just good to like know people are all around the city. So like I said, yeah, probably just sometimes being a little bit lonely sucks the most. And like, you know, not being able to see family for like 4 months. Like, if you come for Christmas, then obviously that's your little break. But like 4 to 5 month period not seeing your family, like, that's tough. You really do have to be mentally tough for that. But it's just about, it's about how you respond to it. You know what I mean? You just got to choose to be positive, and you know, that's that. So yeah, that's basically my kind of, you know, little thing from going from uni to pro. So
Oh, like, thank you. No, thank you for sharing that with us and opening up like that, Tiki. Really, really enjoyed it. No, thank you so much.
thank
So yeah, so like, no, you've definitely had still going on with what's the right, distinguished basketball career, amazing
yeah.
basketball career. I think still going. That's amazing. So now, yeah, let's. So now, currently, let's talk about the NBA, right? Situation with COVID-19. It seems like the season may not restart again. I think. CP.
I
What's your thoughts about the NBA season?
honestly, like, it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate how it had to happen, and honestly, I don't think anybody was expecting that, or anybody's obviously happy about that. But I mean, like, hey, health goes over anything. So, I mean, they had to do this. I mean, like I said, health is first. But you know what? I heard that, I don't know, even if they do reopen, I think the only thing right now is, because I feel like the situation is going to go on for like a little bit longer than anticipated. I feel like things might change a little bit. So, for example, now I feel like, you know, audience and stuff might not be the same, you know, and it's going to take a long time for them to be able to do that, you know. So that's going to be like hard. And I feel like as a player, like, you go out there and you play because you're playing, like, yeah, you're playing for yourself or your team, whatever, but you're playing for the audience, you're playing for the fans, you know, the atmosphere and everything, the environment. And to not have that, I feel like that's going to be like tough. That's going to be like, not discouraging, but it's just going to be like, I feel like it's just going to be different, you know? And I feel like that's going to be like one of the harder things. But I mean, I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, definitely, like it is for anybody, not just NBA players, but like it is for anybody. Like, everybody everybody's in the same position. You know what I mean? Like all sports teams, European basketball, everybody's in the same position. So I mean, I just feel like we all just have to stick together. We all have to stay positive somehow, and we all just like we're in it together. We're gonna get through it together, and like that's what it is. We just, like I said, the main thing is just like staying positive, and like for those people right now, like players and stuff like that, it's hard, especially now. It's a depressing time, and I feel like people just have to stay on top of people have to stay focused on working on themselves and staying like on top of themselves. So like for athletes, like they have to make sure to continue to keep working on themselves, to keep training, to keep doing everything that's gonna, and you could go, like, you can find no excuses, you can find a way to work on yourself, to train, to go dribble, to go shoot, this and that, so I just feel like it's really important for people to still continue that, you know what I mean, and not to lose that. But as far as right now, I just think people need to be patient and just know that things will go back to normal. Maybe not soon, but it will happen. So just kind of, like I said, stay positive is the main thing.
Absolutely, Siki. Great points. I believe the season will restart in July. Hopefully, they'll get the season going. Empty stadiums though, but at the
Yeah.
same time, it'll still be great to see the NBA back again soon.
I also
Yeah.
feel like players are probably all like everybody just wants to go back, and I know like through Instagram, social media, everything, people are always posting, oh, I miss it, this and that, so I feel like everyone's just like itching to get back on the court. So that's also going to be good for everybody, just to like get back at that. So maybe it might not be like, maybe it might not affect them in that like as much, but I guess we'll see. I guess we'll see when it all happens. So
Here's hoping. I need a refund from Ticketmaster, by the way. I got Lakers Raptors tickets, and they haven't given me a refund yet.
yeah.
Uh,
Oh wow, I know. Oh my god, that's
that's
crazy.
beside the point. Going on. All right. So let's just say, Siki, for fun, if the season started again, hypothetically, we have the king of the NBA, LeBron James, and the Los Angeles Lakers. If the season restarts, do you think they are the favorites to win the title this year or next year, whenever the season starts?
I mean, yeah, I do. I do think so. Okay, I do think so, yes. And I do think that they're actually one of the better teams, I think, on that side. Their record, I think, was pretty high. If they're at first, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure. Do you know about it? Are they first?
Yeah, yeah. I think they were near 60 wins before the season canceled. Somewhere near 59 or 60. They were the top team in the league of the league. So
That's what I mean. So it's definitely going good for them, and I do think they're for sure going to stay up there somewhere. One of the top teams, 100%. But I also know the Los Angeles Clippers are pretty high up there too with Kawhi.
why?
So
Yep.
yeah. So I mean, that's going to be a little. You have like James and you have Davis, but then you have Paul George and you have what's his name, Kawhi. So I don't know. I don't know. Like, I definitely think it's between one of those two teams who are going to come on top. But for sure, about Los Angeles being like the favorite team, I definitely do agree with that. I could definitely see it happening and them winning it if like the season resumes and stuff. So
Absolutely, absolutely, Siki. And of course, the last topic is our Toronto Raptors. They
yeah.
were also ranked third overall in the league, second in the Eastern Conference behind the Milwaukee Bucks. Where would they be? I mean, like, would they? Do you think they have the firepower to make the finals, even though they don't have Kawhi with them?
I honestly, to be honest with you, like what happened last year was just crazy. And honestly, it is obviously due to Kawhi. And I think that missing Kawhi is definitely going to affect them, especially
Yeah.
making it that far. I don't think they're going to do obviously like they did last year or anything. Yeah, they might be somewhere there in the middle, but to have the same impact and effect that they did last year while Kawhi was there, I don't think so, because that's just something you don't get so often. You know what I mean? And a two-peat, honestly, Tommy, I don't see it happening. And but I mean, I guess we'll see. I don't know. But like I said, having that missing factor, like a Kawhi, without him, I don't think it's doable. I don't think it's doable. Like it was difficult for them last year, even with Kawhi. It was not obviously easy. And having that missing part, and he was like the main like focus and the main like the pinnacle of the team. Like having that will not, it won't be the same. So
Totally agree, Siki. Maybe we'll get him in 2 years in free agency. Who knows? But
Yeah, I guess we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I mean, yeah, it's all I don't know. I don't know. I really don't know. And I'm actually, to be honest with you, excited. I hope that like I can catch some games. And I was honestly excited to come back and just even catch the playoffs because usually when I come back, that's like the only time I get to watch it. Because like I said, when I'm overseas, it's like games are always so like late to me, so I can never catch them. And then like I always catch it at the right time because playoffs is always around this time, like when I'm back. But hey, life. This is what we have to go through right now. So just got to be patient and wait for it to get back up and going, you know?
absolutely, absolutely, Siki. So if you don't know yet, Siki, we end every segment with a fun trivia thing. So listen, like, hey, just you know what? Let's just have fun. Doesn't matter if you get it wrong. I've had people get like all like 4 of the 5 wrong. It's all good. This is all in fun.
Okay,
I would so it's just
let's
basically
do
about
it.
it's about the NBA, Michael Jordan and LeBron James. So let's go. Trivia time with SIKI JEZ. Here we go, guys. Question number 1. Okay, so what team did the Chicago Bulls beat in the '93 championship? I know you're a big Jordan fan, so I have a good feeling you'll get this.
I am a Jordan fan. But 19 in the 19. Go ahead. 19. What did you say? 19.
93, the first three-peat, 1993. They got the first three-peat with the Bulls.
I watched the documentary too, and I'm such a big fan. I should know this.
It was in the last episode. It was in episode 6.
Detroit?
No, not Detroit. No, it's all good. It was the Phoenix Suns, Charles Barkley.
Ah, you're right. Okay, you better not put this so people see.
Oh, it's all good. It was a tough question. Don't even worry about it. I would probably
I should have known this. I watched it and I I didn't. But anyway, go ahead.
It is all good, Siki. Question number 2. So what number did Michael Jordan wear when he came back from his first retirement? So this was after '93. Remember, he played baseball for a year, and then he came back. He couldn't wear 23, but he had to wear this number for like half the season.
45.
Boom! I knew you would know this. I knew you. Yes. All right, Siki. You got it. So 1 for 2. Awesome job. Most people can't get that.
That's the one we put on camera, not the one before.
Oh, it's all good. People, I thought number 2 would be tougher than number 1. You got number 2 right. That's awesome. Question number 3. How many titles does LeBron James have now currently altogether? NBA titles. It is no, it's 3. 2 with the Miami Heat, 3 with Cleveland. I mean, 1 with Cleveland.
Yes,
So it's
yes.
3. All good. I wouldn't have got it right. Question number 4. Okay, let's see if you can get this. This is a little. This is kind of challenging. Which can you name 2 players other than LeBron James who were in the draft? Came out of the draft. 2 other players that came with them. That 2003 draft.
This I would not know, Tommy, at all. I have no idea. I have no idea.
I'll give you a good hint. They played with them as teammates. They're pretty good.
Right now, they play with him. Back then.
Yeah, they're 2 great players. They played with LeBron James together. You know, like not 1, not 2. Everyone, LeBron said that famous thing: not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, not 5, not 6.
Tommy, I have no idea. Give me another hint. Where do they play now?
They're going to be in the Hall of Fame. These 2. They're going to the Hall of Fame.
I have no clue.
It was they're best of friends. They're good friends. They're best of friends.
Oh, what's his name? Wait.
Who's the other one? Good friends. Hall of Famer.
Dwayne Wade, LeBron James, and who's the third one?
Good
Dwayne.
friend.
I should know this.
Banana boat. They're on the banana boat. They're like banana boat friends.
I don't know, Tommy.
It's all good. You got one of them. So I'll give you that one.
Who is it?
Carmelo Anthony.
Oh.
It's all good. I'll give you that one because you got D Wade. So it's all good. It was in the same draft. It was Dwayne Wade, Carmelo Anthony, and if you remember, Darko Milicic, which was also in that draft.
Oh, he's Serbian.
Yeah, all of them were in that draft, and I believe Luke Ridenour. It was a really good draft that year. So yeah, no worries. I'll give you that. You got.
I wouldn't even remember 2003. Wow, that was like 17 years ago.
Yeah,
right?
it was. Yeah, it was a challenge.
Definitely.
It's all good. It was a tough question. It's my fault. I should have asked.
Not your fault at all. It's okay, don't worry.
I'm being ridiculous. So like, here's the last one. So I know you're from Serbia, right?
Yeah.
I have a lot of good Serbian friends. It's my favorite culture. Here's a special question for you for Serbian basketball. Which player was Vlade Divac traded for from the Lakers? So Lakers traded Vlade Divac for this player. So the hint is this player became one of the greatest of all time. That's the hint. Back in that.
Oh, he got traded into LA for Divac.
Yeah.
He's one of the better players of all time.
Yeah. So Lakers, one of the greatest of all time. You got this. That's all I can give you. That's a huge hint.
Kobe Bryant.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's it. Kobe Bryant is the correct answer, Siki. That's good job. You got 3 out of 5. Just for fun, bonus. Do you know the 2 top players on the Serbian national basketball team right now? Bonus question. Name me 2 players.
Serbian national team. Teodosic.
Yep, that's one. Who's the other one? He's currently. I think he is the best player on the team right now currently.
Oh, Teodosic, and his name is from what's his name? Is it Bogdanovic?
Yep, that's 2. I was thinking Jokic, but you got it. Teodosic and.
Yeah, but you know what? Jokic is good too. Love Jokic. You know what? He just seems so like. He does not even seem like a basketball player to me. When I look at him, he just seems so like slow and so like clumsy. But then you watch him on the court, this guy has eyes behind his head. It's honestly crazy.
He looks like a big gnome running around the court, but
but he's so good. Like, how are you almost averaging a triple-double? I am confused. Like, that court vision and just the precision he has, it just boggles my mind.
He reminds me of a Larry Bird, but more athletic and more built. He's so smart. He's so smart. Basketball smart.
Finishing touch and just he's just good. He's good. He is so good. Definitely amazing. So yeah.
It's amazing. Did you say the first place? Did you say Teodosic? Was that the name?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yep, he's another NBA player as well. Yeah, the Serbian national team looks loaded.
They're good. Good. I'm mad that I didn't get the Phoenix Suns question right. I should. Detroit. They won Detroit. Was it for their last title?
No. So they were in the same conference, Siki, Chicago and Detroit back in the day. So they met in the Eastern Conference every time for 3 straight years. But no, great job. That's 3 for 6, but still, hey, great job. These are tough questions.
Hey, that's 4 for 6.
Oh, right. 4 for 6. My fault. My bad. I rephrase that. 4 for 6.
4 for 6.
Corrected me. I don't want to get in trouble with Siki right now. 4 for 6. 4 for 6 from Siki. Siki, thank you so much for joining this. Do you have any final thoughts? Did you enjoy this segment?
Yeah, I do. Thank you so much. Honestly, I appreciate you doing this, taking your time, and devoting time to get to know me and, some of the things I've been through. So, it's very nice. It's very nice when people actually like when you messaged me the other day and saying, can you do this? I was like, yeah, like I would love to, it's nice. It's nice to share your story and, it's nice that people want to know about your story. So like I said, I really appreciate you reaching out to me and, Good questions. Good job, and I hope that this whole tea time with Tommy works out for you. You know, it's definitely going to be something good for you.
Thank you so much, Siki. And you know what? You're doing having an amazing basketball career. I hope everything works out there as well. And I know for sure you'll be a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. One day.
Absolutely. Don't hang up though yet. Guys, thank you, and thank you, Siki, for joining us for another great episode
You
of
were
Tea
so.
Time with Tommy.
You're so welcome. Thank you, Tommy. Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, Siki. Take care, guys.